because there's so many venues and so many channels that you could market in, I might get a client who comes in and goes, I'm doing great. I have, 3,000 opens to my email. And I'm getting a watch rate of, I don't know, 50%, 60%. I go, oh, that's great. How many of those closed? How many of those reached out to you?
But
Right.
Craig, so many people watched it.
They did, didn't they? Congratulations. You are now a television show. But I don't know if that's necessarily based on the plan, the goal, when your boss pulled you in and said, we need to increase our business by 50%. Watching your show is not exactly the plan that you put in place, or could it be? If it is, then you win. But most people, that's not the case. So from a challenge perspective, I agree with you. It has to be, let's look at the plan. Let's look at the results. How is those results leading to it? How are those people answering? What is the feedback? And that again goes to the measurements that we have to make sure, here's the key, that make sure, and we'll talk about this in other episodes, that the KPIs are legit to the business practices you're trying to do. And I think that those challenges is a come to the boss moment, if you will. It is a come to the boss moment and say, we need to do things differently. Because, and here's the big other challenge that we deal with. I'll walk into a room and go, I know your competitor is doing X, Y, and Z, and you're just doing X. So when I make the comparisons, I'll say, why aren't you doing Y and Z? And they'll go, but we are. And I'll say, I don't see it. And if I don't see it, I'm not even your client, right? If I don't see it, how do they see it? And then all of a sudden, when we go to break down and understand what's going on, I go, it's not hitting the way you think it's hitting. That's one of the challenges we face a lot.
And that's going to something else that we'll cover in another episode, is sometimes I run into companies, and I know that you do as well, that they see things in a certain perspective, and
Yeah.
they don't understand why their clients aren't understanding the message, why their prospects or clients can't see how they're different from the competition.
Mm-hmm.
And too often we're just focused on ourselves, and companies are focused on what they want to get out versus listening to why their clients make their buying decisions, and making sure that they're putting the message out there in a way that the clients can see how you can help me fix a problem.
Yeah.
Versus, this is all of the stuff that I have, or this
So
is why I'm really smart.